time up. Sorry. Okay. Ready when you are. Good morning. My name is Uma Patel, and I'm studying what I am most passionate about, finance. In the words of Jackie Joyner Kersee, age is no barrier, it's a limitation you put on your mind. Here are two scenarios that contradict a claim that a person has to be of a certain age in order to succeed. Mehul Patel. Have you ever heard of an instance in which an 18-year-old is granted a $2 million loan? Probably not. This young man started out in the mail order industry. This industry is pretty much non-existent as of today because of the arising innovation and technology in the world today. With nothing to begin with, he found a gap and filled it in his local community. The first year in business, his company was worth $500,000. In year 2, he brought it up to $2 million. Following that year, he went to the bank and requested a $2 million loan in order to buy a motel. The bank saw no reason to decline his loan because of strong financials and a vision for the future. Today, he has become very successful and has accomplished tasks such as being the chairman for AHOA. Secondly is the scenario of Yogi Patel. Have you ever heard of a 16-year-old hiring people? That's right, a 16-year-old not looking for a job, but creating jobs. Say, for example, if Coach Goff wanted to be a manager of a hotel. She goes for an interview, and a 16-year-old boy is interviewing her and determining whether or not she is fit for the job. This is exactly what I strive to do. I took ISM in order to provide me with the resources to make a mark on the world, to be that 16-year-old who creates jobs for people. In order to achieve this, I must first go through a process of gathering information. This was obtained both through my personal research and directly from professionals in the financial industry. All the points I'm about to describe are things that I learned over the course of the year. Small business banking was my first research assessment, and it really taught me the relationship between a bank and a business. This relationship is highly strong because what determines a business success is the financials. So it really pointed out the role of a small business banker and the influence that it has on the business's decisions. It could be of cost of inventory, and basically the bank plays the financial and advisory role for the business. My second research assessment was over the power of networking. Networking is one of the most important keys to success. Most successful business people are always networking, always asking people what they want to, what other people are, and describing what they do for a living. It's often overlooked. However, it's one of the most important keys to success. And in networking, you must remember that everybody has an equal value, because it's more about listening to what other people have to say than what you have to say, because you want to fill their market. My next research assessment was data analysis, and this was examining large volumes of data and how to store them, which systems to use, such as a CRM system. Many businesses collect data and then do nothing with the data, but this is where the role of statistics comes in, and having a good system that will organize your with data and help predict future trends. After we went to the UNT college, I wrote a research assessment over that reflection, and it taught me the real-world example of accounting and finance classes. From this, I learned that accounting probably isn't the major that I want to go into, and finance was more interesting. I know I cannot base it off of one experience, but this was just a good real-life college experience, and I got personal advice from other students on how to get started, which classes to take, what to do when you're in college. I did a research assessment on hospitality operators, which basically showed me the importance of going from the bottom up. So you start at the housekeeping or the front desk, and then you gradually move your way up so that you're able to understand each position in depth. Many businesses that directly advance to the top level have a high failure rate because they don't know what falls beneath the ladder. And it helps understand the tactics of other businesses and how they run. I gained information directly from professionals in the financial industry, and the first of which was Mr. Keith Britton. And he is the CEO of Iconic, which is his own company, and he's an entrepreneur. He basically showed me the importance of having a passion and a drive for whatever you do. And he thought that giving back to the community is what helps you become a better person. And it's important not to get sucked into the business world, but also balance your life between work and personal time. Basically give time to your kids and not only care about the business. Ms. Sandy Himmel introduced the field of network marketing to me. Before this, I wasn't sure what network marketing was exactly. And basically, she showed the perks of network marketing, which is no additional expenses and no employees. And she provided me with a tool to use in my everyday life, which was journalism. Basically, through journalism, she said, anytime I have any thoughts, I need to take a piece of paper and write down whatever I can for 10 to 15 minutes until my mind is empty. Basically, there's nothing else to write. Then, after that, what you think of is the ideas that you can do something with. And she recommended for me to read the books Age Wave and Age Power. Tim Otte was Michael's vice president of pricing. And he said to pick something that you're better at than most people so you can stand out from the crowd and not just be that ordinary fish. And taught me the difference between accounting and finance, which accounting is recording past transactions and finance is projecting for the future. So basically for his job, in order to be the vice president of pricing for Michael's, he needs to be able to understand numbers, forecast, and analyze large volumes of data, as well as lead others in delegating tasks. Michael Somliar is a CPA, and at the beginning of my ISM journey, I was intent on becoming a CPA. I wasn't sure exactly what a CPA was or what they did, but after interviewing some CPAs, I learned what they do. And he said, in order to gain experience about basic accounting, begin practicing basic bank reconciliations through QuickBooks, which I have begun doing already with my own credit card, and more advanced tracking of my personal expenses. He said the biggest challenge of being a CPA is the labor laws. Sonia Briggs was the second certified public accountant that I interviewed, and she showed the advantages and disadvantages of being a CPA. She said she had to sacrifice her family and so much time in order to be a CPA, but the advantage was that she was able to do something that she was passionate about, and it has a well pay. So she advised me to intern at a big company and try to handle their small accounting tasks. And if you are working from home, that doesn't mean you can wake up at 9 o'clock and then begin your job. You have to start at 7 in the morning, and they're usually working till 7 p.m. and even some weekends. Mike McKay is an insurance agent, and he showed me the different types of insurance, such as car insurance, home insurance, all of those, and the different policies. And insurance is a key part of everyone's life. And he went through the process of insuring someone, which I will actually use in the business I plan to pursue. Peter Burns is an entrepreneur, and he showed me the importance of planning and time management. I actually got to have a one-on-one experience with him through the Young Entrepreneurs Academy when I was a freshman. And he pushed me for all of the things that I wasn't, tasks that I didn't think that I would be able to do, but he knew that I would be able to do. And he said that it's always important to have a thirst for knowledge, to want to know as much as you possibly can. Jason Peterson was a regional president of a bank, and I had a phone interview with him, and he showed me the progression in the banking industry. It was similar to the hospitality industry in that you move from the bottom of the ladder to the top of the ladder in order to understand each position, and he gave me advice to work a job that requires handling cash. So throughout the ISM journey, I have had the opportunity to go through many experiences, and some of them have been prior to me joining ISM, and some have been through the duration of ISM. My first experience was Newcrest Image because I have been pretty much born and raised in a hospitality background. So every summer I would spend at my parents' office learning QuickBooks, Excel, bank statements, receipts, and credit cards, basic things that I can use in my life. And I got to interact with each of the office members and learn their positions such as sales and marketing, HR, revenue management. Minded Designs was a company that I started in 9th grade with the help of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, and this company really gave me the fundamentals of launching a business. So although this business was very simple, it was very successful, and it gave me the building blocks for another business which I plan to pursue for my final product. The grand opening of AC Hotel Bourbon was a life-changing event. I had the opportunity to meet with many professionals and executives in the hospitality industry, and I got to speak to the president of Marriott as well as Carlos Catalan, which is the owner of AC Hotels, and it opened my eyes up to the vast opportunity available to me that I'm able to reach out and do, and showed me that nothing is impossible. At this event, I did a lot of networking, and I networked with many Marriott professionals. So on March 2nd to the 4th, I have the opportunity to head up to Marriott International and interview some of the executives there to see how they get the ball rolling in that huge organization. This is the Newcrest Image team who I have the opportunity to work with whenever I like. Antonio and Carlos Catalan. Antonio Catalan is on the left and Carlos Catalan is on the right, and they are the owners of the AC Hotel brand. So I also got an offer from them because I told them that I was interested in studying abroad in Spain, and basically when I go to Spain they'll help me, support me, and show me some of the AC brand things. And on the right is the president of Marriott International, Arnie M. Sorensen, and I had the opportunity to speak with him, and we'll have the opportunity to speak with him again at Marriott's International headquarters. So what I'm currently working on is hotel training. Basically, I go to the Courtyard Townplace Suites North Grapevine, and every other morning for 3.5 hours, and through that I'm learning to be able to manage a hotel on my own. So far I have pretty much mastered bistro and front desks, all the rules and regulations, how to speak to customers. I know most of the housekeeping standards, and my current objective is learning sales and marketing. And it's very inspirational because it leads to many other industries and other opportunities. So as of now, I'm pretty set on going to the University of Texas at Austin, McCombs School of Business, as a major in finance and a minor in accounting. So the goal of my original work was to make an impact on the young members of the community. So I wanted to create a program plan for a financial club at school, which shows children different finances, what they need to understand, and then they can apply those finances and use it in their business. So the first step in doing this was reaching out to professionals knowledgeable in the financial industry. So my instructors from the Young Entrepreneurs Academy were very helpful in this because they were the ones who initially taught me how to create a business. And secondly, my mentor, Mr. Shane Brown, is the vice president of BB&T Bank, so he is very knowledgeable in the financial industry. My second step was to determine the costs necessary to begin operating the club and brainstorm necessary supplies for operations, basically put together all of the things to make it successful and able to operate. The third step was creating an itinerary for the launch of the program, describing each of the components of which presentation to put, what flyers to put, things like that. Step 4 was researching different industries and locating resources for each industry. Basically, what am I going to teach throughout this program? What are going to be the major components of what students need to know? And 5th was working towards launching the program. So throughout the process of this original work, I learned many different industries. So within the financial industry, there are many different components of it. And because of the original work, I was able to gain knowledge on each specific component, which was very beneficial to me in increasing my financial knowledge. So my mentor is Shane Brown, and he is the vice president of BB&T Bank in Little Elm. And initially he told me I need to manage my own credit card and understand the importance of the bank and all of the functions. He said it's important to keep up with the latest banking news and learn about basic fundamentals of banking. What I love about Mr. Shane is that he's very opportunistic. He always shows me opportunity and says, why not? Why can't you go for that? Just because you're young doesn't mean that you aren't able to do something. So he's very encouraging and helping me push for my goals and aspirations. So just yesterday I had a meeting with Serve Partners, and they are through one of Mr. Shane's clients, and he took me to meet them because they are a IT recruiting agency. For my final product, I plan to create my own recruiting agency for the hospitality industry because that's the industry where I have many connections and networks. So through this meeting with Serve Partners, I gained great insight and knowledge on how to start up a recruiting industry and asked if I could intern for them, which I'll get the response tomorrow. So my future goals and dreams are to own my own successful company, and ultimately I would like to work for myself. Thank you for your time. Oh, it was?